Right into Bitcoin we go. Bitcoin, you got to be impressed by the chart here. So yesterday I talked about a retrace to the pivot line. And if you watched yesterday, it literally did exactly what we talked about. And I said, as long as it holds this pivot line, you would favor a bounce back up. Well, what does it do yesterday after I said that at 9 in the morning here on the game plan?
Bitcoin Zella stands out with its simplicity and clarity. We've crafted an experience that anyone can dive into, whether you're a crypto expert or just a new to the crypto world. Now guess who keeps his eye on us? The author of best-selling book Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. And we want to take this opportunity and thank all the people who trusted us, and we read every comment. And the best part, it's free. Subscribing now means you will get all new information for free. Don't just follow the trends, stay ahead of them. Subscribe to Bitcoin Zella today and enjoy the new edge. Let's join Gareth in this video about Bitcoin and more.
Bitcoin literally comes back in, tags that line, which is the pivot line, and it goes right back up. So again, that is the power of learning pivots and learning trendline analysis. When you start to understand how to pinpoint these levels, everything starts to become a probability game. And that's the key. So in this case, we knew that this was a pivot line. Notice how if we extend this out, we broke below, we retraced. It was still, as long as it was below, it's bearish, right? Goes down. All right, so that's what you expect. Then it fights back up, it breaks out, retraces. Now as long as it stays above, it's bullish. Comes up, comes back down, hits, right back up you go. So very cool chart on this. This remains in a positive or bullish vibe until we get up to this 70 to 71,000 level. And I would still say that that's the favored move at this point. Now, what would change my opinion? And remember, everyone's always like, oh, well, you can't change your opinion, or like you said it was going here. Or that's all nonsense, because ultimately the chart tells me. I don't tell the chart. Whatever I think doesn't matter. Whatever I feel, my heart, whatever, that's all BS, frankly, right? Let's be honest. The market does what it wants to do. Once you learn that, you actually become a much freer investor. And what you can do is look at the chart and just say, okay, well, what is the chart telling me? I don't tell the chart anything. The chart tells me. If I try to tell the chart, I lose every single time. So in this case, what do we have? The chart is holding your pivot line. As long as this line holds, it's bullish, right? So above the line is bullish. We'll put a bull right there. If it gets below and starts trading down here, it quickly becomes bearish. Just remember that. That's all you have to know about this chart. There's no crazy tracking levels or any crazy indicators I'm going to throw up on this. Don't need any of that stuff at all. Just watch your pivot line. As long as it's above here, it's bullish, at least up into this range right here. All right.
Despite a recent spike, Bitcoin traders caution that BTC price could dip to $62,000 or lower amid market volatility. Bitcoin saw a price increase of about 2% since July 25, reaching above $67,000. However, popular trader Crypto Ed describes this move as impulsive and unexpected. Despite the rise, Crypto Ed and other analysts caution that Bitcoin could still drop to $62,000 or even lower. Crypto Ed expected a corrective bounce, followed by a decline, but acknowledges the possibility of new highs. Anticipation is high for Donald Trump's speech at the Bitcoin 2024 conference in Nashville. Trump's supportive stance on crypto has fueled bullish market sentiment, with rumors of a potential U.S. strategic reserve in Bitcoin if he is elected. Analyst Cole Garner highlights that the aggregate spot BTC order book remains bearish, predicting continued sideways movement. Trading Resource Material Indicators identified $63,500 as a critical support level. Dropping below this could invalidate recent bullish signals. The recent price action is being closely watched. While some traders see the potential for new highs, the conservative outlook suggests caution, with key support levels and market events playing a significant role in future price movements. Bitcoin's price trajectory remains uncertain, with traders divided on whether recent gains will hold or if a significant dip is imminent. The market's response to upcoming events, such as Trump's speech, will be crucial in shaping BTC's short-term future.
By the way, I love keeping it simple. Next up, let's take a look at gold today. Now, I was going into today's action on gold saying, wow, today's going to be a very volatile day on gold. We have the PCE data out. It's going to be crazy. And then it was like, meh, it wasn't really. But the one positive here is, what was our support level on gold that we hit yesterday? Right here. Look at what's happening. Technically, you should bounce here. That's what the probabilities favor, probably about a 70% chance, and that's what's happening. Now, do I know if gold's going to go back up here in the near term? I don't know, right? What I do know is that as long as it holds this line, it remains with a positive bias, at least back up to this area. If it breaks this line, right there, it's going. All right? That's what probabilities tell us. And again, so important to kind of understand the numbers game. It's all a numbers game. That's what it comes down to. All right, silver. Now, silver had been crushed as well. It is inside of this channel. Notice how silver is not getting a bounce today, right? So this is a much weaker chart that broke below its pivot line. All right, so what was its pivot line? Well, very clearly right here, right? You came down here, bounced here, came down here, and then chop, 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 and break. Once it goes below the pivot line, what happens? It favors further downside. So you shouldn't be surprised that it's actually net slightly negative today while gold is getting a bounce. Gold held its pivot line. Silver did not. So silver has a bias to go down here. Okay? And again, the simplicity of it, to me at least, and I think you guys probably feel the same way, is honestly the most amazing thing about it. It's just like, there's your pivot line. Below, it favors it to the next level. If it somehow recaptures, then it flips back to bullish and can go chase the 3150, 3250 level. All right, let's go to oil here. Let's see what oil's doing today. Oil is pulling back. Yesterday, it was down early on oil and then recovered and went green because of that strong GDP number. But ultimately, again, once we hit this level, this was your likely outcome down here at 74. We came kind of close. We got to 76 after we were at 84. But again, a little bit of a bounce yesterday on the GDP number. A lot of people would say, oh, that GDP, oil's going to go right back to the highs. No. Right? You got to look at the chart. What's the chart telling us? The chart's telling us it needs to go back to this home base first. Then you can see about a bounce. If this breaks, then you get the next leg down. But this would be a bounce level here. This is a short level up here. And once you hit this and you had the cross section, X marks the spot right here, it favors a move to the downside. All right, lastly, natural gas. Natural gas is inching down a little bit, but it is still holding technical support right here. So this is a big level for natural gas. So we had a bounce. The bounce came perfectly off the technical level. To be honest, I thought it would bounce more. Now, maybe it still will in the coming weeks, but this was what we would call a very weak bounce, not a big bounce. In general, I was expecting max upside up to here, and needless to say, that's far away from it. Yeah, you got to bounce off the level, so the level did give us a bounce. You don't always know how high the bounce will go. Ultimately, what are we looking for here? Can this level hold here, right? We have dual trend lines converging. Now, it's already hit, so it's weakened this level a little bit, but question is, can it still hold, trigger another bounce? Or if it breaks below, where are we going? Honestly, probably about 195 to 185 area on natural gas. And again, natural gas has been under a lot of pressure since this high up here. It did get that small bounce, but it certainly was not an impressive one at that.
Bitcoin jumps 4.3% as futures traders lean toward long positions, anticipating Donald Trump's speech at the Bitcoin 2024 conference in Nashville. Bitcoin has recovered most of its losses from the past week, rising 4.3% to $67,000 as traders await Donald Trump's speech at the Bitcoin 2024 conference. Marcus Thielen, CEO of 10x Research, notes high expectations that Trump might announce plans for a strategic Bitcoin reserve if elected president. This potential announcement is influencing market behavior, with traders hesitant to short Bitcoin. Futures traders are heavily skewed toward long positions. A retrace to $65,000 would put $1.11 billion worth of long positions at risk, according to CoinGlass data. The anticipation of Trump's speech and its potential impact on Bitcoin's future has traders betting long. Thielen highlights that Trump's eye on the powerful crypto lobby, which has raised $150 million, is a significant factor. Thielen mentions that even a hint of Trump's intention to increase Bitcoin reserves relative to gold could drive the market higher. The U.S. Treasury's current gold reserves are valued at $600 billion, with $15 billion in confiscated Bitcoin, and adjusting this balance could significantly impact market dynamics. Overall, Bitcoin's price action is heavily influenced by anticipation of Trump's speech and the potential for major announcements regarding strategic reserves, driving a cautious but bullish sentiment among traders. If you've been with us so far, a big thank you. Don't forget to subscribe for free to Bitcoin Zella for your daily news. The link is waiting below. That's all for today's crypto news. Stick around for more updates, insights, and analysis on cryptocurrencies. Share your thoughts in the comments, like this video, and subscribe for more exciting content.